But I definitely, I knew for a fact that I was like there, like in that match the whole time, especially going out into that second match for the overtime. I definitely looked at him when he realized I was going back out there for that match. I could definitely tell he was like, "Fuck, can I curse?"
Yeah.
Okay, I could definitely tell he was like, "Fuck, like I don't want to go out there and get another war." He was praying for like.
They could do the podcast on their own. I don't need to be on camera.
I definitely felt like he was like fuck. He was like hoping for like you. He was praying for you.
I was ready.
He was praying for you. So I was definitely like.
When Dad was pointing at us, like he was pointing at me, I was like, I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna go to war with this big dude.
No, I was sitting there. It was after Porfilio's match against Marcelo, and I hear Dad screaming from the crowd, Michael, you're going back out there. I'm looking at him like. I'm looking at him with his face like, and then Porfilio walks up and I go, Professor, what do you want to do? He looks at me, he goes, fuck, I'm tired. He goes, you go in. I was like, shit. I got up and I was like, let's go. And then it was a crazy match. It got very physical. Like that match was very, very physical. There was even a time there when I was with, like, after the match was over with my girlfriend, I was there and like, I'm talking to her, and as I'm talking to her, a huge chunk of my tongue just came out like it was like this big, like that big. I go, and I went to go give it to her, and I gave it to her. I don't know where that thing is now, but yeah, there you go. Here's my tongue. Here's my tongue. But yeah, that match was definitely.
He went to war, and every time he tried to pass, he didn't even get close.
Nothing.
It was just domination on your part.
Yeah, it was.
That second one was more dominating than the first.
The first one.
The first one you had.
It was feeling out for sure in that first one. We were feeling each other out. Really wasn't. Nothing.
I think he thought that you were gonna be nothing. You don't look like anything.
I'm pretty sure
there. It's just
Ben, I don't know how to say his last name, but Ben came up to me. He thought he was gonna get. He goes, "Oh man, I saw you and I thought you were gonna get smashed." He goes, "I'm sorry for doubting you."
Yeah.
But it was.
Because like when you go out there, you don't look like anything compared to this guy who's huge, and it's like
it's a big one too. As much as like as much as it kind of. An ACC veteran, it's a big win regardless of the rule set or whatever people may say. It's a big win regardless.
Always down to win it back.
Yeah, I'll win it back. You give me a match, Amy, I'll win it back again. So, I definitely think it was a big win and just awesome. Just the feeling of winning, bloody mouth.
Going into like the 3v3, we knew that that team was gonna.
Especially, I thought we were gonna be the finals.
Yeah,
I thought
that's
we were
what
gonna
I thought.
That for a first round match. I was like, oh crap! Like it's gonna be a bang. Like we knew that the hardest thing was first. Like, and it's better. It's also a good thing. It's
and everybody was doubting us because
two kids, a 17-year-old and a 16-year-old kid, and a black belt.
They're like,
it's the most random duo too.
Going into it, I had full confidence.
Yeah.
In our team and just in like our brotherhood, it was just like nobody was gonna stop us that day.
It's definitely an interesting group of people. We have two Cuban kids and a Brazilian. Definitely an interesting group we got there, and it definitely came out and we kicked some ass for sure. It was awesome.
What's up? And thank you for coming in.
Of course, Amy.
Introduce yourself.
I am Michael Sainz. I'm 17 years old. I train at Alpha Miami Grappling with my brothers. This is my dad. Everyone there, bunch of great people. Definitely.
How long has your gym been open for?
We've been open since 2014. Before that, we had been training since inside our garage since 2012. And then my dad came to the conclusion to open up in 2014, and then we kind of started off from there, and here we are now, and this amazing gym we're at right now.
2012, how old were you?
I was 6 years old.
6 years old.
But I had been training since I was 4.
Really?
Yeah.
So who was your coach back then? Was it still your dad?
I can't really tell you.
Oh.
I really don't.
You don't remember?
I think his name was. It was Boca. I think his name was Boca.
I know Boca.
Yeah.
Actually.
I'm pretty sure.
I had told your parents. I had done privates with Boca.
Really?
I was preparing for Worlds 2019. And I met him, and he's so well known in the community.
Yeah.
He's crazy.
Yo, he is.
He's crazy, but crazy good.
Yeah.
He really saw my game in a different perspective. So
there was
to Boca.
He is.
If you're from Miami, you know who Boca is from. MMA, Jiujitsu, so many different eras.
Why I say I don't know, because I was constantly moving around, but if there is one name that specifically spoke out, it was Boca. Boca definitely.
He's special, man, for sure.
That guy is something. He is.
So 4 years old.
Yeah, 4.
Yeah, so my kid's been doing jiu-jitsu since he was 5.
Wow, how old?
He's 12 now.
Holy crap.
Yeah. He's actually, well, it hasn't come out, but he's my first episode.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's actually awesome.
Yeah, so I love kids.
Okay.
Obviously. So, is there anything that you want to say about yourself to let the public know about you? I feel like you're up and coming.
Yeah.
A lot of people are, who is Michael?
Yeah.
You know, so I definitely wanted to give you the platform to kind of be like, yo, this is me.
Talk about it, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So I would definitely say, as of recently, I've started to, my name is definitely starting getting out there. The team name is definitely, we just had the ADCC Dallas, and that's what kind of really put the spotlight on us. Yeah. Before that, we had been, a known team. I got some big wins here and there, but it was nothing like to like put your name out there, people to know you, like, oh, you're in a bracket, oh, that's Michael Sainz, like nothing like that. But as of recently and how it's been going, it's definitely been like that for me. It's like just in the past, like, I don't know, like 2-3 weeks, I've gained almost like 500 followers. Like,
that's amazing.
Yeah, like I would maybe get 500 followers in a year.
Yeah.
2 years. Like that was something.
It's like that one thing goes viral and boom.
I just had the YouTube documentary that just came out for ADCC official.
I saw that. It was right after our event, I think.
It was 4th of July. 4th of July. That was like insane. Like
perfect. I don't know who did that documentary, but perfect.
It was like I believe his name was Anthony. I don't know if I can say his last name, but that guy. Shout out to Anthony. But yeah, it's definitely been an interesting couple years. We've ADCC trials. Went out there 15. Was definitely a little like not nervous, just I didn't know if I was meant to be out there yet. I was a young kid. My dad was coaching me, and I was like, it's pretty scary going to a bracket with 200 people in it. It's like
intimidating.
You have a bunch of big guys. Jack, at the time, I was competing at the 66 kg bracket, and
that's how much pounds?
That's 145.
Okay.
I was 145 at the time, so I was like.
How much do you weigh now?
Like 170. Like 175, yeah.
Growth spurt.
We've definitely put some definitely do the wrestling season for sure. That gives you an eating disorder, and that's a whole different.
Oh.
that's a whole different beast. But I definitely put some weight on since then, but going in there into the trials, I definitely felt a little inexperienced because I've competed, pan champion, but
like IBJJF.
Yeah, that's not
different rule set.
That's something I never experienced. And before that, there wasn't the opens. The opens weren't around, so I couldn't just go to
ADCC.
Yeah.
Well, they were, but a long time ago, and it was like I did the ADCC Open.
It was here actually.
First place, and I was a white belt. So I'm purple now. I mean, that had to have been like 6 years ago.
My brother Corbin actually competed there.
He did that one too, I think.
He did it there.
He did.
Corbin was there.
I remember that.
Yeah, Corbin was there.
I remember that, yeah. It was super small. I mean, obviously ADCC has grown like...
Yeah, definitely not to the level where it is now, but still like it was around, but it wasn't something that was common practice now where it's like there's an ADCC Open every month. So going into that rule set, I had just come off Pan Kids like 3 months before that for the trials, and I had never really studied leg locks, so I was going in there like brand new, like a fresh mind.
Were you already doing wrestling then?
No, yes, but it wasn't like
as good as it is now. It was like brand new.
I hadn't wrestled on season yet. I started wrestling in the beginning, like in April of 2021, and trials was in November.
Yeah.
And I still hadn't. Season was already over, so I couldn't wrestle like consistently. But so we went into that, and my wrestling wasn't the best.
Yeah.
Leg lock defense and leg locks attacks were not there, and just experience wise, I was not there yet. Like,
I mean, you're so young.
Still a young kid,
like you have a long way to go too.
So you're
doing amazing at this age.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So going into that trials, it was definitely a little bit like, oh, like this is a different beast. Like the energy. Something about me was the energy. I loved that feeling of going out there and competing at that high level and being the young kid. Like to me, I don't know, it's like you go a lot less stress free when you're that kid, that young kid going against the adults,
I think you just don't care.
Yeah, you don't care.
Like, okay,
and that, especially even now, it's like I don't even care. Like I just want to go out there and fight. Like it's like all I'm thinking about. Yeah. So yeah, it was definitely an interesting road going in here. And now here we are. Just went to the ADCC Dallas, and Had a huge, good, amazing run there. Got my name out there. Mo's talking about me. Everyone there is just talking about me, and I'm getting some some buzz around my name.
They're saying you're up and coming.
Yeah,
one to look for.
It's crazy, it definitely puts a little bit of like that pressure on you now. It's
just
like
a little bit.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. I mean,
on ADCC's page, they're talking about you as up and coming.
They reposted you at White Lion, I think.
Yeah,
I saw.
they did.
Yeah, that was cool too.
I had a shout out to the White Lion. I was like,
I was like, shit, we made it to ADCC.
There you go.
Kind of.
Yeah.
We're small, but we're growing. That's for sure. Was this the first event you did with us? No.
I did the one in March.
Same venue.
The purple belt bracket.
That's right.
When you guys had the EBI rules.
Yeah.
Still sore.
So the rules, man. Everybody talks about those rules. We had EBI, they hated it.
Now
judge's decision, they hated it. Like, nobody's gonna be happy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I always tell everybody, like, this is a submission grappling only event, and like, you gotta get the sub. For sure, you know, if you don't want the judge's decision, then you should have submitted the person.
Exactly.
Like, even in MMA, they always say, like, yo, don't leave it in the judge's decision, because you never know.
You never know.
And you really don't, so.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of like the judge's decision more than EBI, but that's just me.
Yeah. The only thing about the EBI is that it encourages stalling a little bit more.
Yes.
Definitely encourages that stalling where it's like, oh, if I just last 2 more minutes.
Yeah.
And I hold her back longer, I'll win.
Yeah.
So it definitely, like, you could just ball up and, you get hit with stalling.
We would see, like, people getting demolished the whole round, saving their energy for, like, EBI, and then just getting out in EBI and then winning. And we're like, congrats.
Exactly.
But, like, so we try to, like, eliminate that.
Yeah.
And I think even with, like, judge's decision, it's gonna make you not want to go to judge's decision.
Yeah.
Anyway. So we want to see everybody submit. Obviously it's easier said than done. I know that. But that's always gonna be the goal for us.
Yeah. It definitely enforces, like, okay, I gotta submit this guy.
Yeah.
There's no points, so
do something.
Yeah. Or just dominate a match. Like, I need to dominate this match or submit this person right now because I'm not risking that. It's definitely not worth it.
Those are your choices.
Like, going into in the overtime match, I was like, I'm pretty sure I did enough, but it's like, who are they gonna pick?
Yeah. The
ADCC veteran or 17-year-old kid that's no one really knows. So it's definitely like if the person, let's say, like, oh, the judge may boom. So you definitely have to kind of put that pressure. That pressure on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%.
Of course.
What's up, Tristan?
How you doing, Amy?
Great. How are you?
I'm very, very good. Excited to be here.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We are excited to have you.
Thank you so much.
One, because you've been the main one who started out of your whole entire team to compete with us. I think you were the first one to.
It was Corbin.
Us, right? It was Corbin.
Corbin first. Sorry, Corbin. We love you, Corbin. So Corbin, and then I was like, no, I have to do this. Like that day that I saw, I was like, someone gets injured, I'm hopping in right now.
Yeah, I remember that. You've always been game. I mean, for sure. I think, how many times have you been in our event?
Like 4 or 5.
Yeah, right?
I love it. I love to fight. I'm always asking my mom, like, Mom, when's the next card? When's the next card? I like, every time I don't have a tournament, I get that itch, and I'm so young. So I know that, like, I can push and I can actually compete and put my body through that pain and just recover as fast as I can,
For sure. How old are you?
I'm 16 years old. I'm a purple belt out of Alpha Miami Grappling. Best team in the world, by the way.
100%.
Yeah, 100%.
Your team is definitely special here in Miami. It's one of the top competitive teams. You guys are completely amazing.
My dad's an evil genius,
The kids are such savages.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Some of those kids are.
I gotta give all the glory to first God, and then I have to give the glory to my father because he's the one that's pushed it since young. I've been 3 years old. That's when I first started, and nonstop, he's always been on me saying you could do this. Like, you and your brothers would be the best in the world.
It's definitely something special to see your parents grind.
Yeah, they've never stopped, and it's special because like as you're young, you don't really see it. You think it's just a nag, and like, oh, I want to do football, I want to do something else, you know,
Soccer,
yeah. But they don't let me stop,
yeah,
you know. And now that I actually want it, when I got like 14, 15, I was like, I want this more than anybody in the world.
Shout outs to your mom too.
Shout outs to my mom. I love you, mama.
People talk about your dad, but
yeah,
also don't realize that the mom.
No, my mom is amazing.
100%.
She's the one that meal preps my meals. She's the one that takes care of me. Whatever you need, son. She always has me. She's always worried. I always see her in the stands. I'm always pointing at you. I love you, mom.
Oh, that's okay. That's awesome. So, is there anything you want to say about yourself? Like,
yeah, I am.
Who Tristan is?
I'm a purple belt out of Alpha Miami Grappling. I am a 7-time IBJJF Pan Kids Champion. I'm a IBJJF World Kids Champion. I am a ADCC Denver. I think it's expert class, like all black belt champion.
Wow.
And I don't know. I don't even know. I just
so many awards.
So many. I've been doing this since I was 3 years old.
Oh, so you have way more medals than me for sure. Like 4 times as much as I have.
So the funny thing about it is we like have like a whole bunch of medals in boxes. Okay. I'm a big person, like where I don't really care about medals and stuff like that. I'll get a medal and I'll just put it away.
Like that. A lot of people pack them up, you know.
I'll just put it away just because to me it doesn't really mean anything. It's the experience and the memories that you get from like sharing them out with others, and
for sure,
you know, just that's what means a lot.
Because your journey is
studying.
It's so brand new, and you have so much more. Like I was telling your brother, like, you guys have so much more to go.
Yeah.
Like,
and shout out to my brother. He's the best in the world. I always tell him. I've known this since he was a fat little kid. When he did it, he was fat. We were both fat, and he just got a growth spurt out of nowhere, and I didn't recognize him, but he was so fat, and like I saw that he had so much talent because he didn't like to train, right? Like it was just always me. My dad was always on me because Mike didn't like to train, and then Chingy, my little brother, was just a baby, and then Bundi, the littlest one, was still really, really baby. He was like 2 years old, so my dad was really on me.
That's amazing. So it's a total of 5 of you, right? How many Sainz kids are there?
Chingy.
He's got to count.
Including myself, 6, but 5 just without myself.
Okay.
So it's a lot. It's a whole pack, and then 4 of them do jiu-jitsu. My oldest one is a doctor, like he's in the medicine field. So, and he lives somewhere else.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So super proud of him. I love you, Mike.
Another Mike?
Another Mike.
Holy crap.
Yeah, another Mike.
That's awesome.
And it's just super blessed and fortunate to have like brothers that do the same thing as you. Yeah. It's like you could talk about it all day, all night. Like we just brainstorm. Like I'll call Corbin or Chingy or Bundi. Like we'll just talk about all the fights and everything. And then you have my dad, who's like the evil genius of it all, and you just study the matches. And like even if you think you had a perfect match, like, oh dad, I tapped this guy out in like 30 seconds. He's like, no, you messed up here, here, and here. It's like always that's accountability, awesome. Always accountability.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I'm just blessed to have him. I love you, Dad.
What was your favorite match at the last White Lion Promotions?
My MMA Masters one in the final with Mikey. Very strong. And Felipe was a great match. It was more technical than anything.
Okay.
It was more of like, because he came to our gym prior, like a month before that happened.
So you guys have already rolled together and you know more or less similar style.
I was like, it's always different.
Right? Yeah.
I was always different. Like, gym, someone being in your gym and rolling at the gym, and then rolling in a tournament.
Competition? Yeah.
Like, so much different. Yeah.
100%.
You either crank it up, or a lot of people shell, or a lot of people just turn that thing up. So I was like, expecting it to be a tough match just because he's always a tough guy. Felipe is a really tough and very sweaty, and I knew it was going to be a tough match. Yeah. But with Mikey, I actually fought against him prior and I submitted him in the blue belt bracket
in March.
He was really strong, like feeling out. I was telling everybody, like, yeah, this guy's gonna be strong up top, judo, like, and we know MMA Masters. We used to go to this place, and
really?
You know, yeah,
we
used to go over there. Like, I was little at the time, so I didn't really train. I was like 12, and those guys were huge, but when we were going, it was just, I knew that guy was going to be tough, and it was just a scrap. It looked kind of like a rock'em sock'em type fight at the end, but That's what I love. I love the
It
scrap.
was a really good match.
I love the
It
scrap
was super aggressive.
and the crowds behind you
Yeah,
and
like,
everything.
the energy. I mean, if you haven't been to White Lion Promotions, the energy in the room is like.
You gotta come.
Yeah,
You gotta
it's
come.
So wild, especially when the alpha guys are there.
Yeah. Everybody, the whole team from the littlest to the oldest, they're all
Well, we had
technically.
kids. You know, we had kids from
Yeah.
Alpha. We had you guys. We had Amanda and oh my god,
Daniela.
Daniela. I'm so
Daniela.
sorry, Daniela. So many names. Sometimes my hard drive is like full.
Daniela is.
Daniela's
She's only been
awesome.
training for serious like 2 years.
Yeah.
She used to not like it. She used to be like a girly girl and
Yeah.
you know like not like it at all. But then out of nowhere, like our brother Corbin, he just got her into it and
now she
she
loves it.
loves it and
She loves it.
she can't stop it. Like she's awesome and she's strong. She's one of the
She lifts.
strongest.
Every time I'm like passing through her story, I'm like, well, she's lifting again.
Yeah.
She lifts
She's
like
super
crazy, and then
strong.
She'll be like training and lifting and then school, and I'm like, I've had conversations with her. I'm like, how do you have time for everything?
Yeah, she's so strong. Like it's unbelievable. Like I went with her when I was like 13 when she first came in because she's my brother's girlfriend,
Yeah.
Corbin,
Mhm.
and I was like, man, what the heck are they feeding you? I'm like, you're super strong. And then as she got more technical and better, she just elevated her game, and a lot through my dad and Corbin and just all of us like being in that environment, just training every single day. It's like nonstop grind.
Yeah.
And it's also
I love how you guys have each other's back.
always.
It's not only because you're a family within yourselves, but like you see your whole team as your family.
Yeah.
It's a really big like brotherhood or sisterhood, however you want to say it.
It's like we call it the wolf pack. My dad's always
The
said
wolf
it.
pack.
Like we always roll in there and we're deep and we'll support like even people who don't even know
Yeah.
like the kid that's fighting, they come and they support just because that's how we are. We're a family. You know, we're always in together and as that's what Alpha is. That's what makes it special. It's Jesus Christ. It's very Christ centered and we train and we do all for him and man, we push and we work hard and the families are great and we're so thankful for them. That's what I was about to get into. The environment, the people around us is like it makes our mind ready and you know it's very when you have good people around you, it's like
the energy's
the energy is different
It's a
and
good vibe.
yeah, it's an amazing vibe and
100%.
when you go in there like the day before you go in happy and you know it's like you hang out with people and you just go in there super happy and you're just blessed and fortunate and then you realize I'm on this mat, I'm super blessed, I had an amazing day yesterday, let's have an amazing day today, just keep rolling in, you know. And
I love how positive you are.
thank you. I always try to keep a smile. I've had a lot of kids to look up to me at the gym.
Do you coach the kids too?
Of course, I am a coach and also a competitor under.
too?
Yeah, Mike. All my brothers are. Even the little
You're all
one.
coaches at the okay, cool.
We always coach the 4 to 5, 5 to 6 classes, and then we train. But usually we get our training done in the morning, so we can spend time and coach the kids. And we just try to get. We love training, so we try to get as much training as possible in. Like once 5 to 6 happens, usually the little kids leave, and it's a higher level elite. Like
Yeah.
everybody elite is there, so you don't really need to coach them when they're fighting because you
Yeah.
have like my dad on the mat and also his like little coaches there. So we're just training. We're putting it in
Training 24/7.
every single day, and
Awesome.
Monday through Friday, sometimes Saturday. But usually I like to rest my body, and you know, because rest is just as important as training is. You know, like. We used to go nonstop 7 days a week, and we were like, no, this is not healthy. We need like 1 day to just relax, you know, go home and
Yeah,
just
you'll feel it. I mean, the older you get, you start feeling a little.
that's
especially when you get
100%.
bigger too. You gain a little bit more weight. I don't know if it happens to Michael. Like you start feeling your body like
Yeah,
just a little bit more
It-
tired.
it builds
a little
you-
more heavier.
Mhm.
Depending.
and you get more sore and stuff like that. Like my brothers, Bunny and Chingy. I'm not saying I'm old. I'm 16. I'm like young.
I'm sure they don't feel nothing.
They don't feel anything. I look at them.
It's like the kids at the event. They're so flexible and they are not tapping.
No,
And
they're
I'm
not.
like,
We had a
we had-
kid.
Yeah.
We had a kid from Alpha, and he got put in a bad position. It was a choke, and I was like, I was
I
clenching.
know.
I was like, oh no! And man, he's tough. He
You
did
should
not
see me on
tap.
the side. I'm like covering my
Pipsqueak.
face. I trust my refs 100%. I do always say my refs are like the best refs here in Miami.
Yeah.
And they make great calls. But we had to stop.
And
some
sometimes
matches
parents
after
get mad at that.
Oh
And
my God.
It just
Parents, coaches. You
my
don't know how.
my thing on it is like their kids, you know. You don't want them to get hurt, and that's just bad on the event and bad on the kid. It's just there's nothing positive out of it.
It's not gonna happen.
But I was like, man, Pipsqueak is tough. That's what we call him. His nickname is Pipsqueak. He's tough because that was a tough choke, full body lock and just squeezing, and I was just like, man, you're tough. I was super proud of him that day. That's what it is. We're all family. You know, like we go out there, and even if win or lose, we're super proud of you because it takes courage to step on the mat, and you know. We just, especially that young. I was never on a stage that young with, I think it was like 200 people watching you. Just like sometimes it gets scary, and especially more on the internet, like on this live stream, and just.
I know.
He doesn't realize it yet, but he did something very crazy.
Did he ever go on a big stage like this, or was it?
Never. That was his first time.
I never had kids before. I don't know if you noticed.
Yeah.
I was like,
the kids just bring the juice.
Good, but I was like, I don't want kids.
Those kids bring the juice, though.
No, I get it. And for me, it's not really about like, you know, the money or who's gonna come in. It's just like, I knew that sometimes I would go into like New Breed and I would see like these kids matches, and like the parents were like, break his arm.
Yeah, the parents are ruthless.
Like,
the parents are more ruthless than the kids.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it would be stuff like that, and I'm like, it was such a turn off for me that I just was like, I don't know if I want this in my event.
There's some definitely crazy parents.
And then, like, I did 2 kids last event, and then this time I did 5.
When I was young, my dad used to be a little bit more like that. But as I got older, he became less, like, on the mat. He became less of my dad and more of my coach. Okay. So he does not, like, he treats me just like a professional, just like everybody else on that mat. You know, it's like
grow. Everything's an experience, and you know. You get older as a parent.
We just laugh it off, you know. It's like like everything's just like we laugh it off and like not trying to sound like cocky or anything, but me and my brothers, like it's very like we don't really lose a lot. Like when we go on that mat, we have an expectation. That's what's the best thing about it.
It's not cocky, it's confidence.
Like we have a lot of confidence going into it, just because. We set the standard. Like the littlest one.
But you guys work harder than the regular 16 and 17-year-old.
Yeah.
You know, you guys are
there's
24/7.
There's no other option for us in that. Like when we're at the gym, there's like, like we live in the gym 13 hours, 14 hours a day. Like we're never not in there. Like people are like, hey, let's go do something fun. I'm like, I gotta be at the gym by this time. If not, my mom is gonna kill me.
Yeah.
You know, so. But I love it. I'm always in there. I'm always training. Like, and the kids, sometimes, like, you have, like, a bad day, and the kids just make your day, like, a lot better because they're positive and they bring that energy, you know? They never have a bad day.
Children are a blessing.
They're a huge blessing.
In many different ways.
And it's just very, like, that's what we are. AMG is positive, Christ-centered, hardworking, you know? And that's why when you see the parents turn up there and, like, all of this, it's like, we bring that energy just because we bring that positive energy, and sometimes it could get a little bit rowdy, but you know that's what it is.
I mean, when it comes to like your child, for sure. I mean, even me as a mom, like I'm gonna go ham.
Yeah, my mom.
I know I'm here like obviously as a promoter on a podcast, but like when it comes to my son, so my son's name's Lion. I keep saying my son, so Lion. I'm just like I have no chill.
That's how my mom is, but she's gotten more calm now. She's gotten more calm. She's gotten way more calm now. She's like son, like my mom is very like she's a realist.
Yeah.
So she'll go and she's like, son, you know, like you have a really tough match in front of you. And I'm like, oh, thanks, mom. It's like it'll be like 30 minutes before, and she's like, son, you have a really tough match. I'm like, oh, thanks, mom. Like I didn't know that, you know. It's like, but I believe in my dad.
Yeah.
And my dad's name is Carlos, and I believe in everything that he's done for us and what he continues to do for us. And now we're so blessed and fortunate to have Andre with us, Professor Andre. He's taking him and my dad, like the amount that we're learning is insane. Like it's so much that I set a standard that I should win the trials this year, as well as my brothers alongside of me. October.
New Jersey?
So that's my goal, in New Jersey, to win the trials and then go straight to ADCC and win that as well. I don't, when I set a goal and I set a standard, I want to do it. Yeah. And that's the thing is when you have brothers like Bundi, my littlest one, beating Icaro, you know, the huge win. That kid has like never lost. Like they have standards, and it's like you get home and
it proves that everything that you work for,
you get home
God
and
has taught you.
yeah.
It
And
works.
when you get home and you didn't live up to that standard, oh boy, my brothers will let you know. They'll make fun of you all night. They're like, yo, you suck, bro, you suck. All playful banter, you know, but it's super funny, and then they want you to work harder, because as much as I think I'm an inspiration for them, they're an inspiration for me.
Yeah.
They inspire me every single day. It's like seeing my brothers Bundi work hard. Like he'll be sweating and I'll be clean, and I'm like, I want to sweat with you, Bundi. Like, I want to work out. Let's go. It's like that's the push. That's that extra little 5% that I believe a lot of people don't have. You know, it's like it's very rare. I've never met people who have 4 brothers that do the same thing at the level that we're doing it at.
You guys are special for sure.
We're gonna move it, and this is not the end. We're gonna keep going.
It's just the beginning.
This is just the beginning.
You guys have so much more to go. It's just getting started.
People talk and they're like, "Oh man, you're doing so good," and then I'm like, "Yeah, it's not gonna end."
Yeah.
It's like me and my brothers, we haven't even started.
Tell them we haven't even started yet.
And it's I have that confidence because of the people I'm around, and obviously Christ, and through him I can do all things. So I'm like, let's do it. Why not? Like, just get your mind right, eat good food, drink good water. That's what my mom always tells me, and just work hard. If you work hard and you work good, I don't believe anybody on that mat should even hold a chance against you.
Yeah, sometimes I compete and I'm like, nobody's working harder than me.
That's what I'm saying.
Harder than me, and I'll say it in my head, and I'm like, I'm tougher than.
Yeah, but the thing is, some people lie to themselves.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, nobody's working harder than me, and then you get tapped out. And you're like, this person was definitely working harder than me.
Like, damn, maybe she was working harder.
Yeah. So, but if you work hard, like super hard, like I'm not a big talker.
Yeah.
Mike is more of a talker than I am. I'm like, when I'm there, I'm a showman. I like to bring up the crowd, and it's not out of anything. It's out of like, I know that people are watching and they want to see a show. Like when we're out there, they don't want to see boring. They don't want to see like
it's entertainment.
It's entertainment at the end of the day. And when I don't talk anything, I just love to work, and I love to let everything show on the mat. Like if we like, I'm down for anything, you know, like I'm down to do technical.
Well, we're always so grateful that you compete with us.
Of course.
So much.
I'm like, Mom, get me on the next show.
Yeah.
Like,
we're so grateful that you're always on our show, because you're such an entertainment. Like every time you go out there, it's like fireworks.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so we really appreciate it.
And then you have to get my little
Michael.
Yeah, you got to get my little brothers on the card as well.
Yeah.
Because
they're tough.
They're gonna bring.
They're tough. I mean, some people are like, "Who?" Nah.
I'm warning you. I'm warning whoever goes against my little brothers. You gotta come prepared, because if you don't, you're gonna get smashed. I promise. Hey, Bundi, like the littlest one, he'll grab me and he'll start messing me up, and I'm like, what the heck, like, bro,
so
get away from me. I said the day that they can actually beat me is the day I'm retired. I'll retire, so I can say that they never beat me in my prime. They beat me retired. But I'm very grateful and blessed to just have everybody around me, and I'm grateful to do this.
Awesome. Do you want to come in? Well, thank you for coming in.
Of course.
Any last words? Anything you want to say?
When's this card again? This next one?
August 13th. It's a 205.
See you there. See you there.
Throw me in there.
For real?
Throw me in there. I'll fight 205.
I have a surprise for the 205.
Who's in it?
Yeah, I want to be in the 205 bracket. Throw me in the 205. I want to meet him in the final.
I
want to meet him in the final.
I'm going to be in the 205 bracket.
That's one of my dreams. To like, I told him, like, Mike, let's do worlds, so we could just end up in the same, because we're both purple belts.
Yeah.
So we could end up in the same bracket. I'll just bump up to your weight.
But at the end, there's no closeout.
And I wanted to close out with him.
There's no closeout with us either.
We're scrapping.
I'm gonna scrap with him.
I'm messing you up.
But
I'm hurting you.
I'll beat him in the gi. I'll beat him in the gi.
This isn't gi.
He has no chance with me in the gi.
205?
Yeah.
Hell no.
Oh, I'm about to be like, what?
No
what
offense, gi people.
I did hear you are doing a gi match though.
I was looking for a super match, gi match, but I'm so selective with who gets on my card.
Yeah.
That I'm like, you know.
I don't know if it's worth it. No offense to
I mean, one little super match. I mean, it's the same rule sets. It's submission only.
John.
You just gotta check out the rules if you want to do gi. We've had one. I don't know. I don't think you guys were in the card. We had one super match.
I did like White Line like 4. Like it was early into the thing.
We had one gi super match last November, and it finished in like 30 seconds.
Oh.
The guy got armbar, boom. And I was like, all right, I did a gi match.
That's the thing with the gi is it's scary. It could go one way or the other.
Yeah, so I mean, we haven't had any since then. We're so like biased towards no gi.
No gi's better.
I try to do a little bit of everything. Like I try to do combat.
Yeah.
If I get a good gi match, I'm down.
We should
for
do tag team again.
Yes.
Everybody keeps asking me
Duo.
that. Everybody's like, when is the next tag team coming in?
Because you know me.
Do it.
I know
I wasn't really in the White Line scene at that point. I was kind of just like, White Line.
You were though.
I was not in the tag team. I did a super match that day.
Super match that.
Because I remember Andre was on that card.
Yeah.
I remember, and he won the tag
Did you guys know him
team.
back then?
No.
We didn't know him.
We didn't know Porfirio until like
Recently.
May.
Oh,
Early
okay.
May, late April. It was around that time he showed up, and then
Yeah, every summer he shows up.
he kind
White
of
Lion. It's summertime. Porfirio's
he
here.
just stuck. Like it was, he was just to come for like a practice. He
Yeah.
was just to come in the morning practice one time, and she was just leave after that. And he just kind of just stayed. He was just like.
So I noticed that you guys call him Profesor, and I've actually had people ask me, why do they call him Profesor? I'm like, I don't know. I think the same way we call Valverde Sensei. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
some people like to be called, there's Master Caesar at MMA Masters, and some people are like coaches, or some people.
Honestly,
I really don't know.
I don't even know why. It just stuck with us because my dad started calling him Professor.
Okay.
So it was like Professor, and then it was like
Professor. And then
Yeah.
it's we kind of alternate. Yeah.
You were like fucking.
I call him Andre. I call him.
You call him everything.
I call him Porfirio. I call him Professor. Like usually it's in the gym, Professor.
But man, may I say that guy is one of the best guys to train with.
Yeah, he's good. He's definitely good.
He's game. You watch out for him. He's gonna come for everything.
Yeah, he just won again, I think.
Yeah, in Kuwait, he just won like Friday actually.
He tapped he tapped like 5 people out of 6 people, and then he's just a beast, man. Like rolling with that guy is.
It's on another level.
It's on another level. It's like we all benefit and learn from each other. He benefits from
100%.
my wrestling background, and I benefit from.
Sure, because you guys are young and your wrestling is really.
I think that honestly, like if I had to give you a reason why I think he stayed with us and why he's been with us, was because like he realized that we were very young.
Yeah.
And we were also like, he was fighting us, and it was also like, dang, okay, like these kids actually have like,
They're good.
they're good.
They're good.
Like we were actually talking about it. He was like, oh man, like I was supposed to go on and find another gym. And he's like, I stayed because I really saw something. Like I saw something here in this gym. It's something that we could definitely build up.
Sometimes, like, because I've seen so many people leave gyms and come to other gyms and all that stuff.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know? And sometimes it's like I always tell people that's okay because they're trying to find
their place.
that energy that they feel okay.
Yeah.
And just because it didn't work out one place and it might work out somewhere else, they might fit in there.
Yeah.
Some people, I've seen people leave my gym and they're just like, I don't know, like something doesn't feel right. And then they'll leave and then they'll find something else that they fit in good, you know? So, and I always tell people, like, if they leave, let them leave. They need to find their own groove.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes that happens. He probably got there, felt the energy, felt the vibe, because we talked about that. And he probably really felt good.
And I definitely think it's because we're also very condensed. It's not a
family oriented for sure.
Not a big group.
Yeah.
There's maybe in that 7 to like 11 o'clock class, that time frame there, maybe only about 10 people.
7 to 11 p.m.
No. It's sometimes we do early, but it's usually around like 8:30, 8 o'clock. It's from 8 to like 11.
At night?
Morning.
Oh, morning. I was like, you guys are still training.
We are still training to then. Yeah.
Okay.
So from early in the morning, from like 8 to 11, it took maybe 10 of us, and we're drilled for like half an hour.
Is that your pro class?
Yeah,
that's like the class like in the morning. Like that's when we train.
Every
like,
high level competitor, but it's not even like, even though we have other high level competitors too, but it's like this is like a specific, like a little group of us that we get every morning. We're right now have summer camp, and the summer camp interferes with class, but we still like it's a very high like.
We're like we get these 3 mats, you guys can have the other 6.
You put cones.
Yeah.
But it's a very high level training, and it's just. It's a little group of it. I think that's why I think he feels welcome, because you go to like these other big name schools, there's maybe in a pro class 50, 60 people on a mat. Like yes,
depending on the school.
There's more bodies, yes.
Yeah.
More bodies, but it's like the training and the coaching is less focused.
Exactly. The more people, the more some coaches just
The-
tend to
yes.
have their favorites, or
Oh, yeah.
you know, that happens a lot.
But-
Or
and-
it's just like,
Or they won't even get into high level moves or high level transition because you can't. Sometimes, they're in a pro class, but they can't. Can't kind
not
of.
everybody's at that same
Yes.
level, so they might cater to certain people. Oh,
Exactly.
they're new, so we're gonna, do
Kind
this.
of dumb it down.
Right.
So, but in that class, it's everyone's on the same level. Of course, Perfilio has the most experience out of all of us, but
yeah.
we're all jiu-jitsu wise.
Yeah.
We're all there.
Yeah.
So we're all able to train at that level, and we have people coming in like. Now definitely as Perfilio, we used to win these. We won the white line.
Yeah.
We've been having people come in, like a lot of people just coming in that morning.
Who are
class.
these guys? you know?
Like random people, and it's like, we're not gonna say no. It's like,
Right.
okay, like if you want to come for today, come today, train with us. But with random people just show up, boom, boom, boom. We had some really good people show up, and it's awesome. It's definitely cool that we're finally getting that exposure. People are finally
I
respecting.
do feel that a lot of people are getting to know Alpha Miami.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not being conceited because it's my promotion or anything, but I do feel that a lot of people in Miami are like, oh,
Yeah.
I remember them when they were kids, but oh shit, they're teenagers now. And,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because everybody in Miami does know you guys. But they remember you as a kid. I don't think they realize that they're 16, 17 years old, about to be 18 years old. And they're still here doing it,
Yeah. And growing up, it's
Yeah.
like you try to fight these adults, they manhandle you. Like
And
became.
they're seeing you. They're seeing you.
There
raise
just
up,
became a
you know?
point
Yeah.
where I told myself, I'm like, I'm done. Like, I don't want to be. There's no way that I'm putting in this much work, and I have so much more technique. I'm just getting manhandled,
Yeah.
But there just became a point where I finally got my strength, and God willing, I'm gonna continue to get stronger.
Yeah.
It's like I didn't want to be bullied anymore by these
Yeah.
adults. I
Yeah.
didn't want to be held down anymore. It's like there's no way that I'm putting in this much work and technique, and I'm drilling to get beat by somebody who just is stronger than me. There has to be another way.
Yeah, I think the Rotolo brothers actually said it best. It was like, technically, we're there, even better, but it's just like we couldn't compete with that strength.
Yeah.
As strong as we are, we're strong kids, but it's like we couldn't compete there because we were just getting manhandled. So now that we're finally getting into our own, growing into our bodies, and finally getting our own mansion, I'm nowhere near. I'm not even saying I'm nowhere near
you're 170. That's some size.
Yeah,
it's
he's
size
big.
for
He's
sure,
a
but
big
it's
boy.
like that
I
man.
actually have two 170ers on the bracket
Really?
to hype you up a little bit more on the 205.
Let's go.
I have two 170ers who were like, I do absolute, so fuck it, I'll do the 205.
Yeah, exactly. I think
so-
it's definitely that's the mindset. It's like,
Yeah.
You got a 140 on that card.
let's go.
Not yet. But I don't know if you guys noticed when I do my bracket, because I do the matchmaking, I make the bracket up myself. But I always try to put you with your weight first, and then we move you up.
Yeah.
I never feed you to the biggest person.
Yeah.
I find that super unrealistic. You're right there.
Give me some seat, man.
I'm dying. He's big. Here.
So I try to match everybody by their weight, and then even with the 3-on-3, I made those rules up. I took a little bit from everything, but starting with the lightweights, that's originally our rules.
Yeah.
Everybody else gets to pick. I was like, nah, I'm not gonna.
I like the lightweight. I
was like Tristan, and not just Tristan, but all my lightweights. I was like, they're all going first against each other, and then from there, who cares?
and
Because it wasn't gonna be Bruzel against Tristan first round. Come on, bro. You're not giving. It's unrealistic. Not that I'm saying you wouldn't beat him.
Yeah.
Not that I'm saying that, but it's definitely harder to have somebody who's 230 pounds and you're 140.
And I'm always
work on the first round.
We're always down for we're always down
down
for that.
Yeah.
Like my dad always preaches David and Goliath. If you got to go out there, that's what I saw in Mike's match against Joao. I was just thinking, I'm like, man, this has to be a modern day David and Goliath, because everybody thought this little kid there's no way chubby a little bit chubby, he's not gonna beat this strong guy, and I'm just looking
full-grown adult
Veteran.
and like I said to everybody when he was 12, and I'll continue to say it, they don't know what they're going against. They don't understand who they're going against. My brother's another animal. He's just different. There's nobody like him. He's the best in the world. I always say it.
You are too.
Thank you.
You are too.
Thank you so much.
I can't tell him because I can't let his ego get too high. I have to kind of.
It's not ego. It's confidence.
It's confidence. It's confidence.
I have to. Because if I tell him he's the best, then he might start beating me. So I have to kind of like tone it down. I have to be the best one.
I'm almost there. In the gi, it's competitive.
No way.
Yes, in the gi, I get him. In the gi,
This guy's
but
never submitted me in gi.
I don't
feel
submit.
like-
I beat him by
I
points.
feel like
No.
in the gi, you're able to control the person who's bigger than you too.
But the gi, he doesn't train. I train in the gi. He says, "Oh, I don't need the gi," you know. But me, he's so talented that he won't train gi for like 6 months. I'll train it every single day consistently, and he'll just come back and
No,
he'll whoop me. But
exactly what it was. I hadn't trained gi like in a year. I
Yeah.
had not touched a kimono in so long. And John, he was on the card. He came down. He's like pro.
John. Golds.
Goldberg.
yeah, Goldsberg.
Okay.
He's like he's
He's
really
also gonna be on our card for August 13th.
really
Did he tell you guys?
no.
I haven't.
But
Super match.
he's like very like he's like strictly gi, but he's like a really good gi guy.
Yeah.
And
He wanted a gi match.
he tells me he goes, man, I hate you. And I go, why? we train practice, and he goes, I hate you. I go, why do you hate me? He goes,
Does he live down here?
I don't even know, to be honest. I can't even.
He lives in Orlando.
He kinda like
okay, he lives in
He
Orlando.
bounces back and forth. He bounces
He
back
ba-
and
but he
Oh,
does
God.
come. He comes down a
I don't
lot.
know where he lives.
No, he comes down a lot to train.
Okay.
But like he comes in, he goes, man, I hate you, man. I go, why? He goes, bro, you don't train gi, and like you come in here and you're destroying everybody and gi. I'm like, bro, I'm sorry, like I don't know, like I'm like, hey, I
You
did.
don't train it, but you've been doing it for so long.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
not secondhand.
No.
Like,
I
is
love
he your
it.
age too?
I think he's like 19.
No,
How?
he's John 17.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is. He's not
Yeah,
19.
I
He's
think
got to
he
be
is.
older.
He is 17, or he's turned.
Seven-
He just turned 18, or he's turning 18 around.
I believe he's turning 18. He's 17.
We'll have to
yeah,
text
he
him
is
after.
17. He's
Mike,
17,
I'll put money on it right now. He doesn't know anything.
You don't even know where he lived.
He doesn't know where he lives. And you're telling me he's 19, 20 years old.
All right, let's wrap this up.
Let's
I think
do
we
it.
got a pretty good.
I think it was pretty funny. I definitely added that life, that spice to it. And this guy's all methodical over here. Sometimes you gotta talk.
This guy, bro.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you
appreciate
for having
you
us.
guys.
Thank you, Amy.
August 13th. Maybe we see you.
August 13th.
205? How much
Maybe
money?
205.
I think it's 1,500.
Is that
1,000?
much?
1,500?
No.
The prize for 205?
We're still debating on that. We'll let you know though,
1,000.
because we have a surprise. So we gotta see.
We can't tell you guys.
If I'm not on the 205 card, I'll be doing a super match. Okay? I'll be fighting one way or another.
You gotta let me know because my card is done. So if I fit you in.
Fit me in.
And,
Thank you so much for having us.
And if you ever want to get tortured, come to Amy and let her do massages on you. It's the
A lot of people don't know I'm a therapist.
Oh, guys,
Yeah.
you need to know about this stuff. I came out of this place like I'm talking about. Like if I went, it was worse than coming out of that July 1st match. I'm not even joking. It was something.
Shout out
It
to
was amazing.
AMG.
That's what he's saying. That it was amazing.
It was amazing in a rough way.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having us.
Welcome. It's a wrap.
Let's go.
Yeah.